Everybody take your seats. We all here? We all ready to do it to them?
Instructional cooking media can take many forms, from a simple recipe in text form to a live cook-along provided through a television channel. Whilst there are many ways of teaching an audience how to create a dish, the format usually doesn't stray from showing the correct ingredients used in the right technique to produce the finished product. Depending on where the recipe will be displayed and who is the intended audience, the ways in which a culinary expert may choose to show their skills can differ drastically. This is where the identity of a cook comes in. Their personality and taste is often used to engage with audiences. Various aspects of their personality are highlighted within the media to work as a shorthand or signifier for what kind of cooking and what kind of media the audience will consume.
Welcome to Aries Kitchen. Oh God, got it out of my system. Welcome everybody to Aries Kitchen. We're back here today to do it to them in every way possible. Catch your breath, then lose it again, then catch it again, because we're gonna get started cooking right now.
Julian Solomita is a YouTube personality who, along with many other types of videos, produces instructional but entertaining cooking shows. His shows are set within his kitchen and fall within his own taste preferences, as he is both gluten-free and vegan. In creating these cooking shows, Solomita's personality is brought to the forefront, and by showing certain aspects of his character, he constructs a masculinity around himself, which I will explore in this video essay. From the outset, the unofficial title of his shows, Aries Kitchen, can be thought of as a mark of intention that the shows will be centered around the host rather than the cooking. The use of Aries alludes to the chaotic aspects of his personality that align with the reading of zodiac signs. One of the main ways Julian's masculinity is portrayed in his shows is through his disregard for cooking instruction.
The best part about using this thing is for weeks you're gonna find tiny little pieces of sugary butter all over your kitchen that you can just have a little snack with. It's perfect.
Whilst behind the scenes, he probably makes sure he is well informed on the recipe he is following. He usually depicts himself as throwing together the food in a haphazard manner.
So I think we have to crush these up because we don't want it like breaded and fried in these giant pieces, right?
He throws caution to the wind, rarely using measuring utensils.
2 tablespoons of soy sauce. There's 1. 2. Isn't it amazing how I just measured that with my eyes?
Often using his hands as his main tool, causing mess with every action, and heeding no thought to the danger when using hot oils. This intentional carelessness magnifies his masculinity in 2 ways. Firstly, he is portrayed as brave, both in his contempt for danger, which is a masculine trait, but also brave in cooking following his own rules, in which the ability to do so comes from a privileged masculinity. Secondly, when the meal comes together successfully at the end, this success can be attributed to Julian and his masculinity for powering through to completion despite the failure that seemed to be the unlikely outcome. Another aspect to the display of Julian's masculinity within these texts is his opposition to his girlfriend Jenna, who in many of his episodes appears seemingly only to point out mistakes in Julian's cooking technique, but is often proved wrong with the finished food. By his opposition being a female, he yet again highlights and increases the perception of his own masculinity to his audience.
Move, 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 move.
God, that is so insane.
Oh,
I didn't
put sour cream. This has gone south very fast. Okay.
With the rise of food celebrities, we see long-standing ways of doing gender reflected in instructional demonstrations by women in highly domestic settings, followed by exciting evening programs featuring men engaging with food outside the home. Food media scholarship discusses the gendering of cooking domestically as being a feminine trait, but Solomita combats this by wearing professional attire, thus suggesting to his audience, whilst he is cooking for his family, he is still doing it in an occupational manner, so is still conducting himself in a masculine way. By contrast, men's relationship to cooking has traditionally been defined as a hobby, or as the domain of the professional chef, a talented and competent craftsman who is located in the public sphere. Julian adheres to other scholarly theories that suggest masculine cooking is either professional or leisurely, but rarely domestic. This is echoed by Solomita, as he is both cooking for fun, but also to make money from his YouTube channel. I believe Julian does not consider his portrayal of masculinity when creating his shows, but subconsciously, these aspects play a role on his audience, and whether intentional or not, he does do it to them.